Hey guys, it's me Suja over here. Welcome back to another video. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about why I love and admire the older generation here in Vietnam. So this is from my personal experience of living over here in Vietnam for many years. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sujoy. The name of my channel is called as Sujoy in Vietnam. I've been living over here in Vietnam for over 7 years now. I was an English teacher before for 4 years here in Vietnam. Then I started my online digital marketing business, and I'm also a full-time YouTuber. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Now, I know that I get a lot of people watching my content, but most of you are not yet subscribed. So do me a favor. It takes less than 15 seconds. Just hit the subscribe button, and that way you can support my work. So yeah, so this is from my personal experience. Always start the day with the morning coffee. So yeah, I always had positive interactions with the older generation Vietnamese people over here. Um, they have been very kind. They're very caring. They're very kind, and like if I go and approach an older generation Vietnamese person. Now I'm talking about, when I'm talking about older generation Vietnamese people, I'm talking about 60 plus. Whenever I like, if I want to, if I need some help, or if I approach them, they're always, they are willing to help me out. They have that sweet smile, and like sometimes, I take, if I don't get access to Grab in Ho Chi Minh City, sometimes I can take the Seom, which is like called as the taxi, motorbike taxi. So there are these people. They park their bikes close to the signals, so you can just approach them, and they're very nice. They will, and of course I know a basic Vietnamese, so I communicate with them. But I've always had very positive interactions with the older generation Vietnamese over here, the senior citizens, even the women, the older generation, the senior citizen women out here in Vietnam. They're extremely very nice and caring. Um, you know, um, it's just that, like, if I go and I want to purchase, maybe like I want to buy some banh mi on the street, or I want to get some snacks or something. You have these small food stalls, where you have these old ladies. They're preparing something. They're very nice, super friendly. Like, I'll give you some example. Like yesterday, I had two. I'm going to give you two examples for yesterday. But before I do that, I just want to let you know is that I remember I used to teach in this public school in Thao Duc district, which was called as Dao Santai, if I'm right, Dao Santai Public School. And I used to stay at Govap District. This was like back in 2016 and 2017. I stayed 2 years in Govap District, which is close to the airport. But and of course, I had to teach different public schools, and so I had to teach this specific school at Taudok, and you know, I remember, like when I would finish teaching the school in the afternoon time around 3:30 or something, or like finish school around 4:30. So there were no motorbike taxis out there in that location, but I used to go to this home, a very nice Vietnamese old man. He used to do this, part time motorbike taxi thing, and so nice. What a loving person, what a touching person. His family was extremely very nice. He had grandchildren, his son and everything. They would ask me to sit down. They would give me a Red Bull. I would wait for him to come. I used to consider him like my my special uncle. Okay, he was so dear to me, and like I used to get so tired in the afternoon going back to Govap district to my hotel where I used to stay for 2 years. What usually most teachers used to do that. They used to stay in hotels for a couple of years. So, anyways, but I would go back to my hotel, but on the way, I would like get so tired. I would like just knock off to sleep or whatever, or I was afraid I would fall off the bike or something because he would go over the bridges, and it was super hot, and so he used to just tell me, grab me, hold me, grab me, and you can sleep on my back. He used to say, it's just like like a father talking to a son, with a lot of love and care. What a gem of a person. And once I remember those days. Like I used to take those Zayoms, because that time I used to not use too much of Grab, but Zayom taxis, I used to use those motorbike guys, and this old guy, so nice. He was very nice, friendly, older generation guy. And one day he just asked me to, he pulled down my mask and he touched my nose, and he told me, "Yep," means you handsome. He was touching my nose. He's like, "Yep," and those loving interactions which I had before, and like even yesterday, like when I went to Benton Market to because usually I go there not to shop or anything. I just go there to eat food. So, this old lady, with the food menu, she was so nice. She had that natural smile. She was like, ah, and then she was speaking, this one, very good food and everything. I made a YouTube short about it. But it's just like they're so original, they're so caring, they're so nice, which you'll find most of the older generation over here in Vietnam, the senior citizens, they're extremely nice, very caring. Sometimes they can invite you, sit down, and they make some tea for you. It's just, and they have gone through tough times. They have gone through tough times. Maybe they have had experience when during the Vietnam War. Of course, recently you had the Dien Bien Phu celebrations in Hanoi. The patriotic, just like the Republic Day back in India. Where we got independence from the Britishers after they ruled my country for 100 years. Um, so yeah, I mean, most of them they have seen life. Okay, they've seen the hardships, and they have grandchildren. They have, it's just that they're so nice and caring. Another classic example would be yesterday I went to McDonald's in District One, Chan Hang Dao district. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of that location of that branch. And I went there. The manager, he was good enough to take my order, but the young girls who work out there, not even a single smile on their faces, and she was like so rude and everything. Anyways, apart from that, when I got out of McDonald's, I saw this security guy. He's a short guy. He's an old man. Okay, and he's so nice. He's so nice and he's so warm and friendly. He was speaking brilliant English, and he told me, "Where are you from, sir?" I said, "I'm from India." And he was like talking so good things. Oh, India has helped Vietnam. India has helped Vietnam so much. I love India. I love Indian movies. And he was talking about a few Indian movies, like have you seen the Three Idiots, the famous Indian movie, or what, Gajni? Yeah, that's very nice. And he was like so intellectual. It blew my mind that this intellectual old man, he's a security guy for McDonald's. He should be the manager. He should be the manager for that branch. And people should be like him. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's this very sad state of affair that these younger generation Vietnamese, they have become so cold, they have become so rude, they have become so materialistic. It's like it's failing young generation. I know, like most of the time when I go to these coffee shops, I see these young Vietnamese boys and girls, you can make out, most of them, they don't care about life anymore. They don't care about life anymore. They feel like they've given up on life. They don't have smile. And even if you talk to them, they're kind of very bit rude and very cold. The young generation Vietnamese girls feel like they're some kind of TikTok models and everything. It's just so sad that the what the older generation, the qualities of the older generation has not been properly being passed on to these younger generation Vietnamese people, which is very sad to see. And even like some of the people in their 30s or 40s, the Vietnamese people, if I go to the coffee shop and all that, extremely materialistic, only with their iPhones. And it's just a very, very false narrative. I mean, I would love to, that's the reason why I have always very good positive interactions with older generation Vietnamese people. They are gold standard, absolute gold standard. And, I'm very afraid how the younger generation Vietnamese are going to be, because from my personal experience as a foreigner, as a person of color coming from India, being here for so many years in Vietnam, my interactions with younger generation Vietnamese, especially the younger generation girls who work in all these coffee shops and all these restaurants or whatever it is, they have become, they have become very kind of cold, rude, not polite. It's just that, because if you look at the younger generation people back in my country in India, we are very, very friendly and very hospitable to foreigners. We want to help out foreigners. We want to talk to foreigners. We are very hospitable. This is fortunately in India, the younger generation out of 1.3 billion population in my country. We are so different. The younger generation in my country is so different compared to the younger generation over here in Vietnam. So, but the only thing which I really love is is my positive experience with older generation Vietnamese over here. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the younger Gen Z out here in Vietnam, because I think it's a failing generation, the Gen Z out here in Vietnam. They have corrupted their minds with TikTok. Wherever you go on the walking streets, they're just doing all dancing, TikTok or whatever. That's not life. And you're putting all those, uh, makeups, and creating a false narrative out of yourself, or you're spoiling your inner you're spoiling your upbringing completely. So for me, the older generations out here in Vietnam, I love them, I admire them. Pure gold standard. They're just very loving people. And it's a sad reality that the qualities of the older generation Vietnamese people have not been passed on properly to the Gen Z, which is actually a very failing society out here in Vietnam. And the Gen Z is a very failing society over here in Vietnam, and it's an ignorant society. And even these schoolgirls, they're at these young ages. These schoolgirls, they're being taught to be kind of rude, arrogant, and they're bringing on that kind of that racist mindset, which is really bad. And I'm afraid how that's going to be panning out, in the future for Vietnam. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Let me know your comments down in the section below. Have you had interactions with older generation Vietnamese people? How was your interaction like? How did you find that? If you like watching this video, make sure to like my video. And also, if you want to support my work, you can buy me a coffee. The link is down in the description below. And if you're traveling around in Southeast Asia and you want to start a successful online business, you can check out my income stream website. I put a lot of opportunities, remote work from home opportunities, which you can check it out. And just a quick one, I'm focusing on making long form content because I want to add quality and value. I don't want to make like a 10-minute video and just try to quickly wrap up things. I want to take my time to convey my personal experience. I want to add some value to the video. So that's all I wanted to say. With that being said, you guys have a great day. This was me, Sujoy. Peace out.